So what I didn't do is show you what the results of the project look like. And here we have a bowl which has a sheet of the white as the background, and on top of the sheet there are lots of coloured clay designs. And what I'm going to show you in a minute is how to make these coloured clay designs. You're going to make them to suit your own ideas. The alternative to using white as a background is literally to use your coloured clay designs and join them to each other. This is a tea light holder, and under a bright light you can see through it. So you won't see completely through it, but you'll get some idea of the brightness of the colour. And this is designed, you put a candle in it in a darkened room and you'll see the light through the clay. This one was made in a cup mould. It unfortunately warped a little bit, but it's quite interesting. And this is just made out of scraps of the coloured clay. This one is another tea light holder. You can see how bright these colours are when they've been glazed. And this one is made in a mould, which the mould was made from a lemon, a real lemon. And you can see little spots of colour just put on top of the white clay. So you can plenty of alternative ways of doing things. I'm going to show you how that works, and then you're going to do your own designs. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a series of blocks. And here is a stripe block. So you've got colour, white, colour, white, colour, white through that block. This one is a spiral block. So we've rolled 2 or 3 colours into a spiral, like a Swiss roll. And this one is concentric circles. Doesn't look quite that concentric. There's one colour running through the middle, another colour wrapped around it, a third colour wrapped around that. And this one is actually based on a striped piece, but I've changed the shape of the striped piece into a triangle just by squashing it. So here we have all our colours. We're not going to use it all. In fact, one of the nice things about this project is you don't need much material because it is quite expensive. Okay, so you need, first of all, a white cloth or a clean cloth. It actually has some stain on it, but it is in fact clean. You're going to take some of your white clay, and I would suggest you just roll that into a sausage like so. We're going to use a couple of other colours. I'm going to use the green colour, similar piece, the yellow colour, similar piece, and the blue. So you don't need a lot, as I say. The good thing is that if I often do this with a group of students, that would probably be enough for 5 or 10 people. Leave them reasonably far apart. You then need to fold the cloth over them, because if you roll them directly with a roller, then they will stick to the roller. Clean roller, roll them a little bit, take the cloth off, turn them over. We do that because if you don't, they will stick to the cloth. And the problem with this porcelain paper clay is it's very sticky. Going to roll them a little bit more, and we roll them a little bit that way just to get better shape. Okay, so here's our 4 colours. Now, the first type of block I'm going to show you is a simple stripy one, stripy sandwiches, if you like, and you're going to use white in each case, so in between each colour. So I'm going to divide each of these into 4. That gives me plenty to mess around with, and you can do really what you like, but I would suggest we're going to do colour, white, line them up so you're not wasting clay, different colour, white, third colour. So that's a simple sandwich. Now they're not stuck together, so you need to lay that over them and roll. And I wouldn't roll very hard because you don't want to squash it very thin. Now there is our simplest sandwich, but it's a very narrow form. So what I'm going to suggest is that we cut that in half and we put half on top of the other half like that, and that just makes the sandwich a bit thicker. Okay, and you can see already the design that we're going to end up with from that sandwich. You might prefer, when you're working with it, just to work with a narrower block like that. Sometimes a little square can be nice. I'm going to show you how to do herringbone in a second when you're doing your designs. So that is the stripy sandwich. Now another option would be a Swiss roll. I explained that before. Piece of white, piece of this green, piece of yellow. That will probably do us. And start with the thin end, maybe push those together with your fingers. And now roll it up very tight. Try to avoid air bubbles, so get that nice and tight. Roll the whole thing up. And what we've done is we've created a Swiss roll. Colours going round and round. Now we can leave that round, or if we want, because this clay is very malleable, we can turn that into a square. There we go, there's a square cross section with a spiral running through it. Okay, so those are the blocks. I'm now going to show you how we make a single piece for the final tea light holder. I'm going to get rid of these scraps. Don't throw any away, and try not to mix the clay. I'm just laying it on top of each other. If you find you've got scraps that you don't want, that you've mixed or they're messy, put them in a bucket and make sure that that bucket is a special one for the coloured clay. You don't want to mix it with your white, because then you have to throw away the white.